Welcome to the Bearcat Review. I'm Wade Smith, and normally alongside head coach Oscar Glasscock, but we've got a very special guest to start the show today. Jaylen Hughey here with me today. How are you, Jaylen?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here with you. We've had a great season so far. The Bearcats are 5-0. Big part of it over here. Big team wins, 5 weeks in the books. Let's talk a little bit about the season. How's it been so far with the craziness we had in the offseason with all this COVID stuff?
It's been great. We've just got to do our job, and everybody's coming together, doing what they need to do individually so that the team will have the success we're having right now. We just got to keep coming on.
So we've been 5 weeks in the books. I know last season had the opportunity to watch you play out there, and a good bit on the offensive side of the ball. We know your skills at fullback and where you play in this offense. But let's talk a little bit about your role in the defense this year. I know you played a lot of linebacker. How's that been for you so far?
It's definitely been a learning experience, but I enjoy it. Just got to go wide open, knowing your assignments. But other than that, I love linebacker.
Yeah, we love to watch you play linebacker. It's fun to see coming off the edge. It's fun to see those assignments in the middle of the field as well. Looking at this offense this year, we know we've got Max at quarterback at senior. We got yourself as a senior out there, a bunch of junior offensive linemen, but it just seems to be clicking together. And what's that experience level like out there when you guys are just running this offense and controlling the ball and controlling the clock?
It's amazing. There's nothing like it. Just chemistry, playing with my teammates ever since Fireplugs, just growing up together. And this is the year we've been talking about for years, and just making it happen is real big for us.
Yeah, senior year. You talk about it a lot. You talk about it all the way through. You talked about Fireplug, wee-wees, pee-wees, all the way through. What's it like to finally see that 12 next to your name? Senior year, last year in high school.
Oh, it's crazy. Time flies.
Yeah, hey, it does. Trust me. When you're over here about 15 years after that, yeah, it flies by. And I know Coach Glasscock's laughing in the background because it's been a few more years for him, too. Let's talk a little bit about your recruitment. I know you've got a pretty solid place that you're going to land on your feet when you leave high school. Where are you going?
Right now I'm committed to South Alabama.
All right.
I'm keeping my options open.
Sure.
I want to know everything about all the schools possible. But right now I'm just focused on getting the job done here.
That's the right answer. That's what we want to hear because, hey, we're 5 weeks in the books, but we've got 5 more weeks left in the regular season. Right. Hopefully some playoff weeks in there as well if it keeps going like it's going. And how has preparation been going for you guys? I know that some of this has been hybrid school. Some of it's been in-person school. It's been different from a normal year. How has it affected you being able to not only keep up with your studies, but keep up with the playbook and the weight room and all the extras that go along with it?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's really affected me in the classroom. But on the football field, it's just we know the deal. Got to get after it. Come back every week, work harder each week.
Yeah, it's a tough thing when you have to deal with changes every single week, and you don't know if it's going to be 5 days in the classroom or if it's going to be no days in the classroom and you're at home the rest of the time. And that's just a tough thing to have to deal with. But we're going to get to Coach here in just a minute. But, hey, one final time, anything you want to say to those Bearcat fans that come out and watch you every single week?
I appreciate y'all coming out. Means a lot, and we're going to keep doing our thing.
Yeah. Make sure you hit the road with them, too. Bearcats are on the road. Going to be facing off a good Mars Hill team this Friday night as well. A little bit of a drive, but, hey, they need all the fans they can get up there because that is a good 2A football team in Mars Hill Bible College. See, I'm even saying it already. Yeah. Mars Hill Bible. But, yeah, come out 7 o'clock Friday night. Jaylen, I appreciate you coming on the show with us today.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have some more players later, next couple of shows, to get to profile a few of these seniors and a couple of these guys contributing to the Cullman Bearcat team. This is the Bearcat Review. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have head coach Oscar Glasscock. We'll break down that last game, the win Friday night against Hazel. We'll be right back.
Home. It's where you take your time, Build the future. Make your memories. Celebrate. Come home. Alpha Insurance.
For the best agents in the business, call Kathy Sims in Cullman.
Johnny's Barbecue, family owned and operated since 1963. Dine in or carry out. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Stuffed potatoes, pork, ribs, chicken, catfish, and much, much more. Try our weekend wings and Brunswick stew. And don't forget Johnny's on the Road, catering and delivery. Mention you saw us on the Cullman High School Network, and go Bearcats!
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services for the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And don't forget, we're open on Saturdays.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Review. I'm Wade Smith, now alongside head coach Oscar Glasscock. And hey, I appreciate you bringing our special guest Jaylen Hughey into the studio tonight.
Yeah, I was just walking out the door. You know, we practiced this morning, and we lift weights and do film study after school. And we were walking out the door at the same time and said, "Hey, you want to come over and be on the show?" I was just asking the kids if they watched it in, and I said, "Yeah, we saw it on YouTube and on the network." And I said, "Well, come, let's grab Jaylen." He just happened to be walking by, and so I think people probably get tired looking at our mugs.
Definitely mine. I don't know about yours.
I think I got a face for radio.
Hey, I did that for years.
Yeah.
I understand that one. But, I mean, good young man and just a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah. I'm real proud of Jaylen, just like all the kids. I mean, he's a work in progress, like I am, and he really is trying to do the right thing. He's matured a lot. He's a lot better decision maker now, and you know, he's learned, I think, a lot about consistency, and you know, not just consistency on the football field, but just in decision making and how you conduct yourself. And you know, because it's a burden to be a high-profile athlete like him, especially in a small town. You know, everybody's watching you, and honestly, a lot of people want to see you mess up and you know, make a big deal about it and things like that. And it's a burden to bear for a young man, especially. And I think he's handling things well, and he's having a great senior year, and he showed good senior leadership. And you know, we're excited about seeing what he can do this Friday night against a really good Mars Hill team.
Yeah, let's go off of one senior to this whole senior class. This game against Hazel Green last week, able to get a lot of people into the ball game, able to see a lot of names that we hadn't been able to. I mean, trust me, I'm looking down the roster here, looking at people that I haven't called for a while, and it seemed like it was a good Friday night last Friday.
Well, I think the guys were excited about playing, and that's a great thing. And you know, the theme going into the year was like, hey, you know, play every game like it is your last game, because it might well be. True. You know, and I think they've kind of carried that attitude over. Now we've been into the season, and you know, we've had to get into the grind of the season, and you know, we had a difficult game against Buckhorn the week before, and for just a lot of factors. And you know, I felt like this week the guys came out. It was a better week of practice. The weather turned a little cooler. Attitude was good. We're working at a faster pace, and I think it showed Friday night. I think the guys really came out, and you know, we're at top form. You know, had a couple of turnovers that, you know, we got to clean up and some penalties, but you know, I thought the main thing was the guys were excited about playing the game of football, and they were celebrating their teammates' success more than their own. And when you can do that, that's a sign of a really good football team.
And it was fun to watch. Now, we're going to let y'all watch some of it here, too. Let's get to our first quarter highlights at Oliver Woodard Stadium. Hazel Green came to town to take on our own Cullman Bearcats. Cullman did get the victory on Friday night, and as we get the tape queued up here, it truly was a team victory. And we talk about, in the sense, a lot of times, a team victory being that everybody did their job. But this one, the full team really got involved in this game.
Yeah, we were able to play every person on the roster, and you know, especially games like this where you get a chance to play all your seniors. You know, some of the guys that may not get as many snaps as others, that, you know, we're gonna make them sort of the priority. nice kickoff. Thought Brody Adams really hit some bombs.
Had a great game.
Had a great game kicking. Really happy with Brody. He's another guy that's really just matured, and he's become so reliable. Hazel Green chose to be on offense first. I think we come out and, we're able to play at a different speed, I think, than a lot of people see. I mean, we work hard on running to the football, and every drill we do, everything that we do in practice is, we're focused on the defense. See a great place to see the kind of natural ability and instincts that Jaylen has, and he goes up and bats the ball up and makes the interception, and gets everybody excited. And we come out and may surprise some people. We throw a play action pass, just beautiful throw and catch from the brothers Dooland, and we joke about this, but when we throw it, we mean it. And I think we've thrown a touchdown pass in every game this season, and actually we had 3 touchdown passes against Hazel Green. And when we rely on play action, and when those safeties and those corners and those people are flying up, helping them in the run game, well, we usually got guys running wide open, and we're getting better and better at executing the throws in our offense. Because if you're going to give us the passing game, and we're going to throw it. And I'm really happy to see just the progress of the offense. And again, Hazel Green used several quarterbacks, trying to find a good rhythm on offense. I've coached against Hazel Green in the past, especially when I worked at Hartselle and such. And just see a great hit right here. Missed a block right there, I think, on Jaylen. I'd make sure I blocked him if I was running the offense. But anyway, see great pursuit here, great roll tackle. We work hard on the rugby-style tackle that the Seahawks sort of made famous or brought back. It's really an old style, but, we really work on getting into the lower leg and squeezing and rolling. And see Pat Nelkins, a good young 10th grader, putting a guy, getting a knockdown on special teams, and that's something we take pride in. He runs zone dive, and you see Noah Key, he's got a nice burst. You can see that opening, and just really happy with the kind of season he's having. And Noah works hard. He's 1,000 miles an hour in practice. So what you see on Friday nights, what we see in practice every single day. Great to have Jamar back. Jamar K, you just see what kind of speed and elusiveness he has, especially in the open field. And I really thought he gave a big spark to our offense. See Jaylen just doing what he does. It was hit the hole and then made a little move to the outside and outran everybody, and that's his first sort of probably explosive touchdown run of the year. And offensive line played much better this week than they had against Buckhorn, and obviously we were excited about the fast start here.
14-0 already midway through the first quarter, and that's what happens when you have a couple of mistakes from Hazel Green and interception, second play of the ball game, and you guys just capitalized drive after drive on this team and just able to get out ahead early. Yeah,
and that's something, again, I think the big turnover and then hitting the big pass early, and then, it just kind of gets everybody going, and you see that, we got practically the whole kickoff team down there on that tackle, and, then things are going good when that's happening. We're still we're rotating a lot of players on defense. We have our defensive line plays a very similar number of snaps. I think Josh Miranda's had a really good year. He's a really strong guy. You see Caleb Bates and you see our secondary guys getting in the action there. Sam Brand coming up from his corner position. You see how versatile Jamar K is. He plays a lot of snaps on defense and offense and special teams, and just super smart kid. And, he's dealt with some adversity. He's had to miss some games through no fault of his own with just some of the contact tracing, and I think he's handled that really well, and I think he's excited to be out there, as are all these guys. So Sawyer Trimble got to start back here at safety. Again, have some injuries, and we kind of next man up. I thought Coach Walker, Coach Hopper, Coach Fondren, Coach Morris did a great job getting him ready to play. It's always exciting when to be a 10th grader, and and all of a sudden you're thrust into starting assignment, and and I'm sure he had some butterflies and things like that, but he handled it well. You see Jamar K, just just the ability he has to weave through traffic. Unfortunately had a penalty here. I think we had a peel back block. You know, nothing dirty, just that's a penalty now, you know, blindside block or whatever. It used to be everybody celebrate a big hit, but, you know, the game, like I said before, I think the game's safer now than it ever has been, and, you know, I like that rule. Got to trust our hole right here on the buck. You know, we sort of bounce it out, and, you know, we get some positive yards, but in the future, you know, we're going to have to make sure we make that cut. And you know, Jake's in his first year playing running back, and here we're hitting the trap. And we, you know, I think our coaches do a great job of rotating backs, keeping fresh guys in. You know, here's my second favorite play, as we keep talking about every year, quarterback sneak. You know, we're close to getting a first down. That's what we call freeze. You know, we see how the defense reacts to our motion and how they're lined up, and then we can call multiple plays out of this. We actually check to the rocket, and again, get Jamar out in the open field. And, you know, Hazel Green's like a lot of teams, kind of like Buckhorn did. They're trying to pack it inside to, you know, take away our fullbacks as far as the trap and the little inside belly play. And so that just opens it up on the edge. And just see right there, that's what we like to do. That's a buck play, buck sweep. That's our signature play. You know, had a fumble on that. You know, Jake was going down and thought he was on the ground, but he's actually laying on top of another player. And it just, you know, it's pretty good intent on the ball security there, and then, you know, sometimes it just gets knocked out. But again, we don't want to have any turnovers, right. You know, and I feel like that's one of the most important stats in football is that turnover ratio. And you know, we have big signs around our field house about value the football, and we want to take the ball and we want to keep it on offense. Again, great coverage here, and really good to see Brody Malcolm back, getting closer and closer to full speed, and I think Dylan Sessions is getting better every week, and, you know, getting more consistent in our pass rush. And if I'm not mistaken, you know, I don't think Hazel Green actually had a first down until the fourth quarter, I believe. And I know the second half they didn't. Nick Glass really coming on. He shows a lot of courage going up there and grabbing some of those short kicks, and you know, he's our fastest player as far as just the 40 goes. Run the option here, and Max does a good job getting positive yards and protecting the football too. Great to see Isaiah Jones back. I mean, he's coming off of getting his knee scoped, and he's had a much improved week. He's getting his speed back and everything. We try to get him out there, just get used to playing again, and you know, so I think it's going to be exciting to see moving forward as we see Nick and Isaiah out there on the field at the same time, and those are both, you know, tall guys, a lot of length. You know, 22-foot long jumpers that can, you know, have good hands, are real intelligent kids, work hard, and they're, you know, 4.6, 4.5 type of speed, and you know, and again, if we're going to get one-on-one coverage or two-on-two coverage of those guys, you know, we're going to try to throw the football.
Feel pretty comfortable with that.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take our first break with Coach here on the show. When we come back, we'll have second quarter action. Hazel Green Cullman, Oliver Woodard Stadium last Friday night. We'll be right back after this.
Home. It's where you take your time. Build the future. Make your memories. Celebrate. Come home. Alpha Insurance.
For the best agents in the business, call Kathy Sims in Cullman.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Review. I'm Wade Smith alongside head coach Oscar Glasscock. We're talking about the Hazel Green Cullman game last Friday night. The Bearcats do get the victory to move to 5-0. And I know weather's been some of the talk that we've had this season between hurricanes happening and humid weather that makes it slick out there. Friday night was just a fall football game. It was beautiful weather.
No, it felt great. It felt great during the week and just continued over the weekend. And there's just something about that first, hint of fall weather that comes along that just sort of makes you think about football. And it's just, after it's been a tough summer.
Oh, yeah.
Not just, the pandemic and, it's hot and like I said, that Buckhorn game, it was brutal, the humidity and things like that. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I know.
Yeah, I think everybody was out there and enjoying it, fans included, players. We were enjoying it up in the box, I know that much. But let's get to our second quarter of action here. Cullman playing against Hazel Green last Friday night. Cullman does get the victory to move to 5-0, and seeing the Cullman Bearcats up 14-0 as we enter into this second quarter of action. And we go to the field of play here.
So, again, we're in the red zone. We try to run some safe plays. This is a little quarterback belly play, and Max is a really good runner. I mean, he could be a running back in a lot of offenses, and he's we feel like this offense is just perfectly suited to his skill set. And the number one thing he does is he values that football and protects it, and he's a talented guy. People talk about, game managers and things like that. You know what? When they say a guy's a good game manager, they're winning every time. They never say that about a quarterback for a team that's not winning.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Always on a winning football team. And Max he's a lot more than a game manager. He's a playmaker. So anyway, coming out on defense, like I said, hadn't given up a first down yet. I think Griffin Barksdale and Drew Ball and Cole Herforth is just it's a great group of linebackers. And then you bring in people like Jaylen Hughey, and he's started a lot of games, and then Alex Shepard's been a playmaker over there, and we really got a crew of experienced guys and guys that just really enjoy playing the game of football. That's a big thing. You see Cole Herforth right there. It's Jamar Kay in on that tackle, and Cole's he and Griffin and Drew. I mean they're at at the facility early, whether we're practicing or working out or meeting. They get there early. They like to come in and talk to the coaches, and they're just, we're going to miss those guys one day, but we're really enjoying just having them on this football team right now. So, again, see Cody Lynn in there and getting a good pass rush. Josh Miranda and Griffin, and man, we just haven't had a whole lot of luck getting on those fumbles. We've had some nice picks, but good awareness by Brody Malcolm there. Sometimes that can turn into a first down, but we stay with the play. The whistle hadn't blown, and see a guy running with the football, and Brody comes up and makes a great tackle. And again, you see Nick Glass just kind of being aggressive to the football. Again, Nick came to us, and he's never played football as far as high school level before, and he's getting better every week, and he seems to really be enjoying himself, and I'm glad he's not going to have any regrets one day when he looks back and wishes he'd played high school football. And again, we're working the zone dive and the veer and our option game, and Max does a good job reading it, and if they're going to give us the dive, we're going to give it every time, and a lot of times we're going to give it even when it's not there. That's what we believe in. Just miss on the play action pass right there. We're going to keep those safeties honest. They're reading their slot guys, and so they're rolling when we go in motion. Again, our signature play right there, we're either going to run the power or the buck sweep. And, so that's the first play of spring training, day one spring training. See just the power and the strength of Jake Doolin right there. He's done that a few times this year. He's been able to finish off those long runs with touchdowns because he's strong enough to be able to run over people, and again, that's the result of working hard in the weight room, and he's a guy that loves to lift weights and does a good job of keeping his weight on through nutrition, and couldn't be more proud of the year Jake's having. Again, got a little bit of the wind right here. Brody does a good job putting the end zone. We'll take that every time. And it's hard to go from the 20 to scoring a touchdown. As long as you're not giving up those explosive plays, it's hard to snap that ball 12, 15, 20 times and score. See Hunter Brooks out here, number 41 on the edge. I think Hunter's a guy that he didn't play last year. He's come back. He's a really good baseball player, and he's getting better and better every week. And he's just a real conscientious young man. See Griffin Barksdale with great tackle technique. We don't teach the head across or leading with the head. we teach near leg, near shoulder, and these guys have done a super job of adapting to the new style of tackling and learned that, you can be physical and sound in your tackling without using your head. And that's a smart way to play, and I commend the defensive staff especially for teaching tackling the right way and making it safe for our guys. Again, here we are on the Rocket, and Hazel Green's kind of given this all night. And they, like I said, they came in with sort of the mindset of not giving up the inside fullback game. And, our offense is diverse enough to, it's a numbers game. Again, run the buck sweep, short side of the field, again, giving us the edges. I thought our offensive line, Lance LaRue at center and Carson Hill at guard, Mason Richards, Evan Richards, Lane Dial, Jeb Bartle, and Drew Conway, this is an outstanding blocker at wing, and super pleased with the progress they've made under Coach Saint, Coach Hanna, and we really challenged them this week to come out and play at a lower pad level, be more aggressive, take care of their assignments better, and they really responded, I felt like. Here we go, we'll call this the waggle. Just missed Jeb Bartle right there. He may not be the fastest guy, but he's an athlete. He's got really good hands. He's got great body control, and he's a really, really good athlete, and that guy can block. Again, run the option here. It's a little off the fake we faked the rocket and run back the other way. Got a penalty on that, and one of the few times we really had to punt here. Jake Dillon doing the snapping, and Drew Ball's been our punter, and see Cannon Trimble getting down there. Cannon's on most all our special teams and just runs and plays as hard as he can. Does some really good impressions too. He's good dancer too. He's got a lot of talents. Plays piano, and he's just a joy to have around. So Hazel Green, they're just trying to find some kind of rhythm on offense, find something that's successful, and you can see they've lost some confidence. They can move the ball effectively right now. Little sprint out game. Again, what a super play by Jamar K. That you won't see it better on Sundays. As far as the guy getting his inside hand there, and great position, knocking that ball away on a really good thrown ball. Punt team, Coach Morris runs our special teams. They do a good job of preparing for, kicks that, a lot of times those kicks like that will hit somebody, hit a player, and it becomes an eligible ball for that punt team. And we do a good job of having awareness. What a great play by Nick Glass right here. It's route sort of designed to get 7, 8, 9 yards, and he turns it into a touchdown. I just think you see the kind of speed and the desire to get in the end zone. That guy, he wants to score, and he wants to score more than those defenders want to stop him. Obviously right there. So Nick had a big game, and just he deserves it. He works extremely hard. Just super kid. Again, kicking it deep, gets in the end zone, and it's fun right now. We're getting close to the half, and we're starting to work some guys in a little bit here and there, and this is just a night we came out ready to play, and you can just see as we're kind of pops out, we're kind of in safe coverage. See another good example of good roll tackle. When you see that defender close to the calf or the ankle right there, and he's squeezing that leg like a boa constrictor, and he's rolling, and that's a. I don't care who you are. If a tackler's got you in that position, you're going to go down. And, it's a good, we teach that to give maybe some of these smaller guys that go against these bigger running backs and things like that a chance to bring down guys, because if you try to square up some of these guys, they're going to run over you just because they're bigger, stronger, faster. But, our defensive backs they work really hard on that roll tackle, and you see it on Sundays, you see it on Saturdays, and you see it on Friday nights in Oliver Woodard Stadium.
2 quarters in the books. Bearcats lead 34-0. When we come back, we'll have second half action and get to see all those plays and all those players coming in the second half. We'll be right back on the Bearcat Review after this.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with hassles. It can be that way again. at Tire Pros.
Tire Pros offers a wide selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you've driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Johnny's Barbecue, family owned and operated since 1963. Dine in or carry out. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Stuffed potatoes, pork, ribs, chicken, catfish, and much, much more. Try our weekend wings and Brunswick stew. And don't forget Johnny's on the Road, catering and delivery. Mention you saw us on the Cullman High School Network. And go Bearcats!
Welcome back to the Bearcat Review. I'm Wade Smith alongside head coach Oscar Glasscock. Glad to have you along with us as we're taking a look at the Hazel Green Cullman game from last Friday night. Cullman able to get the victory and move to 5-0 on the season. In the first half, we saw 34 points on the board. Able to get a lot of guys in this second half, a lot of seniors on the field, and really the whole team on the field. But we talked a little bit about some of these guys that they show up early every day. They stay late when they need to. Just talk about the leadership that you have on this team with some of these guys.
Well, it's really, the best teams I've been around have been player-led, not necessarily coaching-led. And I think our guys are, we talk a lot about it, and they're doing a good job of affecting others in a positive way. That's something you hear a lot of people talking about, how's your body language, how's this or that, how coachable are you, and things like that. But our guys they understand, that the attitude, the desire, and the willingness to work and grind and those type things, they understand that their mindset affects other people's, and you can either affect them negatively or you can affect them positively. And that's, we spend a lot of time saying, how are you affecting others? A leader is not necessarily a rah-rah guy, real vocal or always jumping up and down, things like that. And then a lot of times that's sort of false emotion. Leader takes care of their job first, and they do their job as hard as they can do it and as technically perfect as they can do it, and they always strive to get better at their job. And that's leadership, because you don't try to help somebody out, necessarily until you really are getting the job done yourself, and one of the things that I don't tolerate is when we have issues and things like that, and people want to try to deflect the blame or say, hey, this person or this circumstance or that, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about you and what you're supposed to do. And I think these guys have done a really good job of embracing that, hey, I got to get what I'm supposed to do done, that I'm supposed to be here early, and I've got to bring a certain positivity to this. And that's the most important things, and everything else really doesn't matter if we don't take care of those things. And I think these guys understand that. And I know it's going to carry over and into their professional careers and then their work, because I think I'd heard it before. If you're going to be a part of the fellowship of the misery, you're nobody's going to want to be around you, and you're not going to last in these jobs. If you're the guy that's always got something to complain about, or you're always late, or you're always this or that, and most of the time these folks are trying to deflect attention from themselves onto other people because they're not getting the job done. But a champion and someone that's a really highly successful person, they are so committed and focused on the task they have to accomplish that they can just block out everything else. And then that in turn results into leadership, because people look at you and they say, hey, you lead by example. Well, that's what that means. You do your job the best that you can, you block everything else out, and most of the time you're going to be successful.
Yeah, you don't want those energy vampires sucking the life out of the team, sucking the life out of your department at work. Doesn't matter if it's here now or 10 years in the future. It's a lesson you can take with you your whole life.
And it gets back into habits, you get into that habit or mindset of negativity, and it just becomes your lifestyle. And, but you know what? You can flip the switch, and each day you try to be a little bit more positive, a little bit more focused on the task at hand, and then, that becomes a habit, and another one of our big themes is just excellence. Excellence is a way of life, not, hey, I'm excellent on the football field, but, I'm kind of a, non-compliant with the things I'm supposed to do. You know, I'm kind of slack in the classroom or in these other areas, or my relationship with my family is kind of, you know, no, it's a lifestyle, you know, and you can't be truly excellent on the football field without being truly excellent in the classroom. You know, you can't come into, you know, Mr. Drake's classroom and, you know, not do anything, okay, and affect others in a negative way, you know, and not think that that's not going to affect you on the football field ultimately.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just a mindset, and that's what we preach, and you know, it's what we strive to be, because it's not really about wins and losses. It's about making these kids into better human beings and conducting themselves in a positive way.
Amen to that. That's exactly right. Well, let's get into third quarter action. Cullman, Hazel Green. We know Cullman scored 34 in the first half, 34-0 as we head in to this second half, and Hazel Green elected to receive the opening kickoff, so Cullman starting on the receiving end of this one as we head into the third quarter.
Again, you know, we had a little snafu on special teams last week about we weren't aggressive trying to receive a football that was, you know, a sky kick or short or whatever. We worked hard on it during the week, and when we see things, we're gonna work on those things. Good positive yards right here with our fullback with Jaylen, and you know, we came out, got the ball first, and you know, we got the starters in still. You like to try to come out and give in a game like this, give the starters a series on both sides of the ball, and you know, we ended up having to substitute a little bit more liberally on defense earlier than we had planned to, just because we ran a lot of clock, took this drive down, scored, and we want to make sure after that. I mean, the game's, you know, the outcome's pretty much decided. We want to make sure that, you know, we're going to get those, like I said, the rest of those seniors especially, and these other kids in the game, as opposed to necessarily doing anything else. Again, quarterback kick, quarterback belly play right there, you know, play we picked up from visiting with the Harding University in the off season, and you see the academies run that, and Max does a great job with that. See Noah Key finding the opening, see the kind of speed he's got, and just, man, what a great run right there. I mean, he can really go. We had a penalty on the play, but I mean, I think you just see the kind of the level of our offense is executing right now. And again, running the option, we speed, load options, triple option. You know, that's we're moving more and more into that. You know, I still say we're a wing T team, but we run the option, and just don't see it in 6A. You know, just about all the teams in 6A are running some form of we call it the Gus, which is the Auburn offense. I mean, it's just you know, he had originally perfected it, you know, coaching high school, and it's like the Franklin system was very adaptable to high school, and everybody thinks they got to be in the pistol or the shotgun and running the thing. But you know, the thing about the Gus, the Malzahn offense, it was originated out of the wing T actually, and it just backed it up into the pistol, and a lot of the plays are wing T concepts. So kind of interesting that we're running it under center. Again, see Nick Glass, guys wide open, and when you're pounding the ball like we do and running triple option, running misdirection, those type things, I mean, you're going to have wide open receivers. Whereas if you're throwing the ball all the time, you have to fit those things into tighter windows. So it makes it easier for us as I think we've done a good job offensive staff-wise of settling into things that we do well, and really just repping those things a lot instead of trying to run too many things. And I think, you know, having been a coordinator for a long time, that's an easy thing to do, that you feel like you know that coaching is, you know, you got to keep adding things, got to keep, you know, got to have a huge playbook. You try to run everything, and you know, really that's one of the biggest mistakes in coaching, I believe, is that you try to do too much. You always got to kind of push the envelope, but you can't just, you know, just run a whole new offense or defense every week. You know, you're never really going to get good at it. So there's a balance that you seek of being multiple and pushing the envelope, but also being committed to what you build your offense and defensive schemes around. Yeah, great job, Sam Brand. You know, I think our corners do just a remarkable job of driving on balls and knowing what's coming, knowing what's about to be thrown based on splits and alignments and things like that. And that way they can be aggressive without necessarily taking big chances and giving up home run. Again, being aggressive here, great tackle Great tackle by Ethan Eccles. It's good to see Ethan. Ethan's a guy that's had ACL injuries in both knees, and he's just a walking miracle to even be out there playing. And he's really improved this year. I think he finally feels more healthy than he has in a long time, and he's just such a great kid. He's a leader for us on special teams, and I'm happy to see him get in there and make some plays. Young guy Tyler Owens, and Tyler's got a bright future here. He's a strong running back. He's got some speed. See Ethan Moore in motion, and Ethan's a guy that's played some defense and some offense. And again, he's on our special teams. And see Caleb Heatherly in there at tight end now, and we're substituting people. You see Banks Baker up there at receiver, trying to get the block on them, do his assignment. Stuck Logan Holly in the game. Logan's had a torn labrum, and see Ryan Skinner at quarterback here. Ryan's another guy who works extremely hard in the weight room and is getting better, and he's had his best week of practice this week. See the kind of ability Tyler has. Strong kid. Look at him, he's trying to dish out punishment, not just looking to run out of bounds. And again, Tyler made the big run. He gets in the end zone on the buck sweep, and again, just really excited about the kind of progress he's making. And Brody Adams, Gabe Sosa does a great job of holding. One thing we've had in 2 years I've here, we've had great holders on special teams, and we work on it. But I think Coach Morris and the staff have really done a great job of identifying those guys that just, it's kind of a knack, and it's not an easy job. And you got to, wherever that snap is, you got to get it down on that tee, and the timing's got to be right, or they can block it off the edge, because you can't block everybody, and it's a real art to it. And I think we had talked about it before. It's a difficult thing now because kids don't grow up snapping, holding, kicking, punting like they used to, because you're really only doing it now on the varsity level. Again, working some of our younger linebackers in there. Ethan Moore is a guy who, again, we played him a lot at wing and for his blocking ability, and he still remembers what to do at linebacker. See Alex Shepard in here. Got Jay Knopp, and he's normally a nose. Got Parker Hyatt in there, and trying to work as many guys as we can in there. These guys practice hard and deserve to play, and just see Drew Ball having fun. I don't know if anybody enjoys playing more than that guy, and one of the things I was really pleased about, see big Lane Parker in there, and Lane's he's one of our comedians on the team. He's a funny guy, and he plays hard, practices hard, and he's just real coachable. Wants to do well. One of the biggest things I was pleased about with the game is when the starters came out of the game. They really paid attention. They were on the sideline. They were those kids that were out there, those backups and younger players that are playing mostly on Monday nights. I mean, those varsity guys were their biggest fans, and they were, helping give them pointers and cheering their successes, and that's probably the biggest comment I heard from people, over the weekend, things like that. I know Officer Warnke pointed out to me, they're just, how impressed they were that the guys were, really cheering on and sincerely, into the game when those guys that they work with every day got their chance to play. And as a coach, I'm not sure it gets much better than that. And it's just another positive thing to take away from this season. And like whatever happens the rest of the way, whether we play another game or, play 10 more or whatever, it's been a success just to be able to see things like that.
Well, I agree with that one. That's a good way to take us to break there, Coach. Into the third quarter, Cullman up 48-0. We'll come back, see the fourth quarter of action, and talk a little bit about this Friday's game against Mars Hill. That's after the break on the Bearcat Review.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services for the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And don't forget, we're open on Saturdays.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Review. I'm Wade Smith alongside head coach Oscar Glasscock. And before we get into the fourth quarter of action, we know Cullman's leading 48-0 after 3 in this Hazel Green game we're looking at from last Friday. Let's talk about this Friday night, 7 o'clock on the road up in Florence against Mars Hill Bible. What are we expecting on Friday night from this team?
It's going to be an exciting game, I'm going to tell you. Coach Daryl Higgins has been Coach of the Year. Mars Hill's like a mini IMG Academy. I mean, they've got an all-star team, basically. They generally get the best players from the Florence and Shoals area. 2 years ago, they won the state championship. They averaged, I think, 51, almost 52 points a game, and they are loaded. Now, their starting 11 players will be more talented than our starting 11. But now the advantage that we have in it is those same 11 are mostly going to be starting on defense too. So it's they're a small school, but they've got tremendous talent. They have several people. I mean, every year they're signing people, FBS, FCS, all levels of football. And, the reason we're playing them is basically nobody in the, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, or 5A will play them. And they have to play up. They played Jasper to open the season, and all you got to do is turn on that film, and they moved the ball at will against Jasper, and they had a couple of untimely turnovers, or that game might have been a blowout. So that's they're going to walk to the state championship game again this year, and Coach Higgins is a good friend of mine, especially in the coaching circles, and a lot of what we're doing offensively. I first learned from him. It's been very helpful to our program. When we were first putting this offense in, he came to our practices, and so there's a very strong relationship there between our staffs. And I think it's a neat, matchup. It's non-region, doesn't count toward the playoffs and things like that necessarily, but I think it's good to, I'm always excited about playing new folks. I think the Grissom game was exciting. Just you're playing a 7A team, and it's kind of the other end of the spectrum, and a well-coached team and team on the rise. And now you turn around and play in a smaller school team that's extremely well-coached, extremely physical, plays extremely hard, and has played, 14, 15, 13 games every year because they're going to the finals or making deep playoff runs. And so it's going to be very interesting, because, again, it's two very similar styles. It's kind of like, when Army and Air Force play or something. Right. It's offenses that run, very similar schemes. Defenses are similar in the fact that they run to the ball and they tackle really well. They're really well coached, and I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup, to say the least. And make no mistake, this team's capable of beating 6A and 7A football teams. All over the state. And so it's going to take, just a supreme effort, supreme execution. We're going to have to match their physicality, and we're going to have to match their smarts from their coaching staff, and to really even be competitive in this game. Maybe people look at it and they see this, 2A versus 6A. Well, I can remember very clearly years ago. I remember when Cortland High School, the great Lewis White Hall of Fame coach, was there.
Oh yeah.
They were winning state championships every year, and they had to schedule. I remember they went down and scheduled Oxford, who won the state championship in 6A last year, and they went down and beat Oxford on their home stadium, and really by like 3 touchdowns. I think Oxford had made a deep run into the playoffs last year, so let's don't. Nobody better expect anything other than a very physical, very close game when we go up there Friday night. And it's a neat atmosphere. It's a new stadium, got a turf field. Very excited. It's the first road game for our band.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So our whole band's going to be there. We're actually taking charter buses so we could free up all the regular school buses for the band to take and keep socially distant. And they're going to be in seats in the end zone. And so that's really gonna be a neat thing, and excited about seeing those band kids that work so hard. And Mr. Smith does such a great job with them, have an opportunity to go on the road and perform in front of a visiting crowd. And so a lot of good things going on around here.
Absolutely. Looking forward to Friday night, 7 o'clock. Make the drive up and see what could be a really, really fun football game between these two very talented teams. And let's finish out our game from last Friday night, Cullman and Hazel Green. Cullman was up 48-0 as we head into the fourth quarter, and going to get to call a lot of names in this fourth quarter, as well as making a lot of rotations on the offense and the defense coming in.
Right, and again, we're trying to. It's a difficult thing to substitute, and it's really hard to. I think we talked about this last week. I've never gone into a game like, hey, we're gonna win this game easily, and we're gonna substitute these people this way and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
You never plan. Like I said, I've never been on a coaching staff ever that's went into a game thinking that, and we're not going to here. And so, you gotta sort of piecemeal the substitutions. Again, you want to make sure that the seniors that don't play as many snaps as the starters, that they kind of get first priority to play as much as they can. But then also you want to get these younger guys that are working hard, and look at that great play by Cannon Trimble right there. And that comes from practicing hard and paying attention to his assignments. And man, just so happy to see him make a play on Friday night there. Like I said, his brother Sawyer got the start, and they have a really close relationship. It's neat to see, and we've got several sets of brothers on the team, and they don't all get along as well as Ken and Sawyer do. I promise you that. So, kind of a neat thing when your brother's your best friend. Again, we got Ryan Skinner in here. Had a fumble right here, didn't quite get the handoff, and these guys are excited about being in here. And one of the things of dealing with emotions and being excited is you got to make sure you execute and focus on your job, and you got to, again, the things we've talked about. And we're gonna learn from that and settle down a little bit and come back and make some plays. Quarterback from Hazel Green makes a nice run here. He's we do everything. Well, look at that great roll tackle right there by Cannon Trimble. That's a textbook. We can make a tackling video on that, and he does a great job, as all our defensive backs do with that. See Hayden Wynn in there, and some young linebackers, Elijah Hayes, number 16, and there's Gabe Sosa, another one of our seniors. It's really played well for us, works hard. See 48, Brody Fox. New guys all over the place. Number 30, Patton Elkins, and these guys they're really good as a ninth grade. They only lost one game, that was to Vestavia. So it's a really good class that has a lot of really good defensive players in that group. And it worked out well that we're able to play these guys in the third and fourth quarters, because our Monday night JV game ended up, Hazel Green ended up canceling that. And nice throw and catch by them. And again, you see Ethan Eccles working at corner some on defense. And again, Ethan Moore coming back, trying to rotate guys and just give everybody an opportunity to play. But, we expect them to play well when they're in there. And, we expect them to know their assignments, to do their job and play as hard as they can. And, then, if they don't do that, then we're going to get somebody else in. But, these guys, when they see their opportunity, I was really proud of them that they came in there and really played hard. And, we're not really having to change our offense a whole lot. And you see guys running the football, we all do that during the course of practice. I mean, we work on those things, and shows up when they get a chance to play. And it's going to show up as they move into starting roles and more significant roles, either this season or into their future careers. Again, great drive on the ball. There's Jonathan Pittman, another young DB who's played a lot of snaps on Friday night. And you can see 41, Hunter Brooks, and Evan Dye's still working in there, Caleb Bates. Those are young guys. I mean, all of our defensive linemen pretty much play on Friday night, so we're not really substituting as much as, working a kind of a normal rotation. See 75, Parker Hyatt, getting into some action. And Parker's a guy that's there. I've been here almost 2 years. He's been here every single day. That door's open. Parker Hyatt is there. He's going to make a really reliable employee for somebody one day. Again, kind of nice throw and catch right here. You know, kind of a long route that sort of develops, and they do a good job rolling the kid out, and he made a play, and that's okay. You know, we're going to win this game, and it's more important for guys to play and get experience and know what it's like to be out there on Friday night under the lights than to preserve any kind of shutouts or anything like that. I don't give a rip about that. I care about winning the game, but also about kids playing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, our backups, our junior varsity offense should be able to run everything that we run. You know, we try to run 2 groups in about everything we do. And again, see Tyler Owens right there. He's learning to protect that ball more and more. See Carter Ziegenbein at center, and there's Tyler White, another one of our seniors, getting out front of the buck sweep. Again, Ethan Eccles shows his versatility and good speed, and it's just, like I said, just great to see him feeling good and enjoying playing. There's Preston Gray, had that little fumble earlier, but you know what? Look, get a second chance, get the nerves out of the way, and there he goes with a nice gain. Quarterback belly play, and you see some of Ryan Skinner's running ability. He does a good job finding the opening and then getting north and south, I would say. Again, running the buck sweep, and that's a great cut. You know, Tyler may be our best as far as seeing that cut and making that L cut on the sweep. Again, Preston Gray right there, see him securing the ball. He learned, and, you know, you can only get so much better from practice. You know, you've got to be able to. You see how strong Ryan is right there. He's for our 10th grade, he's one of our strongest kids and loves the weight room. And you know, we're in victory formation. Do the quarterback sneak just to get the first down so we can run out the clock. Called a timeout here just to make sure all this is set up. You know, and you know, we practice these things, and we don't work on victory as much with the younger guys as we would with the older ones, but got a timeout, so we got them organized, and just great job our offensive staff. You know, Coach Saint, Coach Hanna, and Coach Gleaton, Coach Campbell, and you know, just a lot goes into what you see on Friday night. There's a lot of preparation. You know, Mr. Drake behind the scenes here, he's doing this show, and he's flying that drone every morning or every afternoon when we're practicing. It's just it's a remarkable deal. And, you know, sometimes he loses that drone, and we have to kind of stop him. Everybody's looking up in the sky, and we've always been able to find it, though. Just one of those little interesting tidbits behind the scenes right there.
The things you don't know.
Yeah, it says we're really fortunate to have a great video set up, and you know, everything's online now, you know, and there's a lot goes into what you see as far as getting to that 7 o'clock, and one of the things about being a head coach now later on in my career is that, you know, before I was just so consumed with, you know, getting the guys ready, you know, having a scheme ready and making sure you've repped that scheme, and these guys are ready to go, and you're thinking of things all the way up until kickoff, and then man, it's a chess match, you know, all the way through, and you know, so the scheme part, the preparation part as far as the players, and coordinating the defense or whatever, you know, it's so, you know, as a head coach, you know, I'm worried about where that drone is, you know, or, you know, if I'm spending too much on laundry detergent, or, you know, and I got a lot of really good help. You know, Jeff Knott with the Booster Club, and
absolutely.
I mean, these kids, you know, I really preach to them, you know, how appreciative they need to be and how fortunate they are to be at Cullman City Schools, because they get really nice gear, like the Under Armour Stadium hoodie I'm wearing. You know, all our kids are outfitted with these things, and got great support staff, and you know, we've really upgraded the equipment we buy. You know, we outfitting our guys more and more in Douglas shoulder pads and just the best helmets we can buy and things like that. And man, this, you know, our kids want for nothing, I think, with this program, and that's just a tribute to the kind of support you get from the community and the administration. And again, I don't, you know, Mr. Drake didn't pay me $20 or nothing to bring his name up, but I just want to make sure everybody understands, you know, the kind of extra work he puts in, extra time, and he's got a crew that helps him that does a phenomenal job and puts on this show. And I've watched some of these other coaching shows. There's nothing like this one, at all. This virtual studio's like, I mean, I feel like I'm on an episode of Star Trek.
I've been a part of some before. There's nothing like this. So. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we appreciate everybody coming in tonight and watching the Bearcat review. Cullman Hazel Green game in the books. Cullman won 48-6 last Friday night. And we got another big one coming up Friday night on the road up at Mars Hill. And as you heard Coach say a couple minutes ago, this is going to be a very, very tough matchup. So make sure you come out and support the Bearcats, support those players, and come support the band as they'll be there as well, the cheerleaders, the whole crew. Come see them all at Mars Hill Friday night, 7 o'clock. Appreciate you joining us on the Bearcat review. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.